Welcome back to another video. We're going to take a look at how we can recreate famous logos. So the first one will be for Mastercard. And I have over here the historic evolution for the Mastercard logo. And I will copy this, so copy image. And within Inkscape, within a blank file, you can paste it directly. So I already have it over here. In order to zoom out, you can hold down the control and move the mouse wheel. And I already positioned this within this A4 paper. Now, in order to trace this logo, we're going to do the following. Initially, I will create two circles, and I will create this manually. And afterwards, we're going to take a look at how we can do the trace. So that will be Trace Bitmap over here. To get started, I will initially create a circle over here. So if you're gonna see, if you're just gonna drag the circle around, it will deform like this. But if you're gonna hold down the control key, it will maintain the proportions. So afterwards we can move it in position. And if I will double click on the circle, we're gonna have the radius over here. So I will just make this 19 millimeters by 19. We can further position it using the up and down arrow, so we can nudge it around. I will press Ctrl C and Ctrl V to have that pasted, and I will reposition another circle over here. Now, we're going to have the location on X and Y over here, so I will just round this up. This is the location of the first one, so on X 115, on Y 191. And for the second one, I will keep the same 191 for the Y. And over here, I will just round this up to 139. So you're going to see that those will overlap over here. If you're going to hold down Alt, you can zoom in within this. So you're going to see how that will be positioned. A little bit over here will be to the side. So if you want to, we can further change this. To not be 139, I can move it 138.5, hit enter, and now if I will hold down Alt, I can take a look and see how that will look underneath it. But this will be more than fine. And now what we have to do, we need to create that intersection geometry between those two. To do that, if I will just select the left circle and the right circle, and if I will go over here within path, we're going to see we have the option to do an intersection, and this will be exactly what we're going to need. So if I will select those and go over here for intersection, I will receive the following geometry over here. The main problem is that during this intersection, those parts will be deleted. So before we're going to do that, I will just select those, and I will right click, duplicate, and with this selection, I will go and create that intersection. So now we're going to have this circle, that circle, and the intersection over here. Now for the colors, I will select the left one, and we can sample the color over here. So I'll just double click on this in order to have access to the color. We're going to see the filling over here. And regarding that, we're going to see over here, this is currently set to export because I initially exported something. I can close that page, and I can go over here to fill and stroke. You can also enable multiple options over here. So as you can see, I can now add that back, so the one for export. Now for the color, I will go for a flat color, and I will sample this by using the color picker over here. So I will just select on that, and we're going to have red. For the one to the right, I will sample the orange. And for the one over here in the middle, this is already has that color because I already had that set up previously. So this is the final logo. If we want to, we can now select everything while holding down Shift. I can right click and I can group those. And afterwards I can move them over here. if I will select those again, just to reveal that underlying image, let's take a look at how we can do that tracing. So initially, before we're gonna do the tracing, I can also crop this, but I can also do another print screen, and I can just copy this. So I have clipping tools, I can have that paste, and this will be raster, so made from pixels. And let's take a look at how we can do that tracing. With the image selected, I will go over here to path, trace path, and we're gonna see that I can go for color quantification over here, quantization in this case, but we can also specify the total number of colors that we want. If I will go for auto trace, over here I can sample between the filter iterations, but I can also go for multicolor in this case, because that is what we're gonna do. And the total number of colors, we're gonna see if I will just go for 2. We're gonna have the white background and the red color. If I will add another color, we're gonna have the following one over here. We're gonna see that tracing over here will be quite jigged in this case, since we have that pixelated image. And if I will go for 4 colors, we're also gonna have that middle intersection. We can also further optimize the cornering over here, but keep in mind that with this auto trace, this will not be that perfect, so we can update this preview. I can also increase the spackle, or we can further optimize this. And if I will click OK, we're gonna have this converted to a vector, but if I will zoom in, just take a look over here at how poorly that has been converted. I will just move it over here, and we have the raster at the top, made from pixels, and the one over here that was auto-traced. Compare that with the one created over here, and you're gonna see that over here during that intersection, we have a little gap between those two, so we can further ungroup this, and we can further move this a little bit and make it a little bit wider. We see over here the value, so if I will go with 10.2, in this case it will also go a little bit to the right, so just to move that on the x-axis. For example, over here if I will add 5, this will be way too much, so 8, 9, 9, and we're gonna see that we're still gonna have that little bit of spacing over there. So we can further select it, reposition it, but keep in mind that you will also need to do the same over here on the bottom. So you can just slightly scale that, and that should fix it. And this is why it's important to do some manual tracing, as we can see that difference between the one created manually and the one that was made using auto trace, which is this one, and I can ungroup it, I can delete the white background, and I will have the middle section, which will also have that outline, the section on the right, and this one with red. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.